The following interview is being conducted as part of the Price of Freedom Oral History Series, sponsored by the Madison County Military Heritage Commission to inform the public of the sacrifices made by veterans in our community on battlefields around the world. Each veteran interviewed received a Valor Award for their heroism during combat and is a member of the Military Heritage Hall of Heroes. We wish to thank the Huntsville School System and the ETV Broadcast Center for their help in presenting this Military Heritage program. Hello everyone, I'm Tom Kennemer. Thank you for joining us. Today we have U.S. Air Force veteran Harry O'Beirne. Harry was a member of an Air Force para-rescue team during the Vietnam War and is the recipient of 3 awards of the Distinguished Flying Cross for his heroism during rescue operations. Harry was inducted into the Madison County Military Heritage Hall of Heroes in 1996. And also joining us in the interview is Harry's wife, Tommy. I want to welcome you both. Thank you very much for being with us. Appreciate your time. Harry, first of all, you mentioned to me that you have Parkinson's disease, and it's affected your speech somewhat. And Tommy is sitting in, and from time to time, we'll be able to clarify some of your statements. I want to ask you, first of all, has it been determined that the disease is service-related?
Yes, it has. It's part of pesticides.
Pesticides. Okay.
Agent Orange is quite a pesticide.
And that was being used when you were serving in Vietnam at that time.
Yes. A lot of the young GIs have gotten cancers and various different branches of the disease. And the VA has decided that it is a factor.
It was used for defoliation of, and it was used widely in the early parts of the Vietnam War, I understand, and to defoliate so they could get to the enemy, I guess, a little bit quicker. And you were stationed, what is it, Bien Hoa? Is that where you were stationed?
First I was stationed at Da Nang.
I see, okay.
Kind of on a temporary basis. And then I was stationed in Bien Hoa.
I see. And that was pretty close to where they had sprayed the Agent Orange, or that?
Agent Bien Hoa was pretty much on the inside of Zone 3. Zone 3 was heavy into the war activities.
I see. Okay. Yeah. Okay, we're going to get back to that, your time in Vietnam in just a moment. But Harry, you're an Irishman. And you came over to this country, what, in the middle to late 50s? Is that right?
1958.
1958, okay.
I was born in Ireland, but 1958, I should say, things were tough in Ireland, you might say. The economy was a problem for all of Europe, and I wanted to travel a little, being fiddle-footed, so my father didn't understand me doing that. Anyway, I eventually went and emigrated over to America, where I had a cousin, an uncle, who was my mother's brother. He was very helpful and bring me over. It wasn't as hard as it is today.
What kind of work did you do? Did they have a company or something that you could work for?
No company. He was just a regular worker. I came over, I could spend a week with them. At that time I went out and applied for jobs. I applied for him and a clerk in the New York Life Insurance Company. That was interesting because New York Life Insurance Company is one of those big buildings in New York. Take it way up there, 33 stories high. When it comes to the battle, I say, I was getting out of there at 3 in the afternoon. A little ante-hill had opened up. Everybody poured down into the subway. She's underneath that building.
I see. You, so you didn't maybe necessarily didn't want to do this the rest of your life, or you wanted an adventure, and so you decided to join the Air Force? I mean, did you have a friend or some friends in the Air Force?
And I just liked the idea of the Air Force. I liked the idea of watching planes. And see how they do. I thought maybe I'd get some kind of a job with them. So eventually I enlisted down in the battery, as they say. And they shipped me out almost immediately to Lackland Air Force Base. Lackland Air Force Base was a big base in Texas where they train people, still going strong.
Uh-huh.
You do your basic training there. After your basic training, you do your technical school. Some people, some don't. I did.
Mm-hmm.
Out of my technical training, they shipped me out to my permanent station, which was going to be Brooklyn Field, Mobile, Alabama.
I see.
Mobile, Alabama was nice and warm and sunny.
Yeah.
Ireland was cold and wet with a lot of snow.
Yeah.
Very happy to be there.
New York winters were pretty rough, weren't they? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah.
I don't like them at all.
How did you, let me ask you, was it determined that you would be a part of the pararescue team? Did you volunteer for that, or did the Air Force determine that you would be good for that type of work?
No, you had to volunteer.
Okay.
When I went in Mobile, I met a fellow who had a liking for scuba diving. We both got the scuba diving together.
Mm-hmm.
And then one night a guy asked me if I could join the local parachute club.
Uh-huh.
We had a skydiving club. Then so I joined the skydiving club with them. And another fellow was pop up and he said, "Why don't you get paid for it?" I said, "How can I get paid for it?" "You can join pararescue, which is parachuting and scuba diving." I didn't know anything about pararescue at the time. I checked into it and volunteered for it. And it took them about a year to accept me. They usually had in each rescue, local base rescue squadron, they would send 2 people to any crash that had occurred. So we were going to crashes all over the place. So,
Now this was before you went to Vietnam, is that right?
before I went to Vietnam. And then one day they said me, in order to be a pararescueman, you had to complete Army Airborne School, Army Navy Underwater Swimmer School, and Survival School, Air Force Survival School, Filipino Jungle Survival School, various schools. I mean, I still had a little bit of training.
Well, yeah, you did a little bit of everything, yeah. A lot of training.
A lot of training.
Yeah.
They sent me up to go, and I got it all done. I came home to the Buckley Field. And I was in one day and I got a letter 9 days after I got back. And it says, report to Chicago Air Force Base in 9 days.
Uh-huh.
Wasn't much notice for that. Since I'd gone through so much to get it, didn't waste any time. I packed my bag and I was gone to Chicago. Chicago was quite an interesting place to me. I had blue eyes. And Japanese were very fascinated with very skin and blue eyes. Yeah.
You had to be in great shape to do this, right? I mean, you had to swim, and you had to. In other words, if need be, you'd have to go jump in the ocean to help rescue someone, or climb trees, mountains, or whatever it was to.
He also trained for pickup for the astronaut capsules when they went down in the ocean. That was part of their training.
That was like, and when you first got to, or you'd only been in Vietnam for a short time, and you had to go out and help retrieve one of the astronauts, is that correct?
It was because I was in Vietnam.
Oh, okay.
We were all saying, I was accepted in because I could swim and put the parachuting together.
I see.
We had the parachute in the day and I had the parachute at night to make sure that we could do the job. And we wouldn't leave the capsule. We did just one capsule. That was the Navy's fault.
I see.
In the Navy.
Yeah. So it's good. The Air Force was rescuing the Navy guys, right? Or helping the Navy out. We'll put it that way, right? So as servicemen and women, we work with one another most of the time.
Most of the time. They had to have been, I should say, in competition with the Navy. The Navy was in competition with everybody. They wouldn't do them.
How many, Harry, were part of a team? Let's say you're in a helicopter. You have the pilot, co-pilot, and then how many pararescue team members is in the helicopter? Like, is always like 2 of you, or 3, or 4? What?
On a permanent team in the base to be about 6.
6, okay.
But the 6th would be through here, and then they'd be on somewhere else and leaving 4.
Uh-huh.
And these 2 would go somewhere else, leaving 2. The squadron would have to get back those 2, or somebody else, one of the squadron, come and pick us up.
Now, when did you go to Vietnam? What year was it? It's like 61, 62 in that range?
My first day in Vietnam was December the 3rd, 63.
Okay, yeah. I see. And that's, now you first went to, is it Tachikawa? The Air Force Base at Tachikawa. Now, is that near Tokyo, or I don't remember? I was stationed at Sugi.
You were on the coastline.
Okay.
We were 90 miles from Sugi. 90 miles. Tachikawa would be here, Sugi would be here, and Mount Fuji would be here.
I see.
Different points.
Yeah, yeah. That was your base, but you, how long did you stay at Tachikawa, and then before you went to Bien Hoa? You just stayed for a short time, did some more training or something, and then you went to Bien Hoa near Saigon?
Basically, they kept me there 24 months.
Oh, okay.
When they needed to send me anywhere, they just let me go. We just picked up and went. Like the day we went to Vietnam. So pack your bag, you're going to cover with an astronaut landing in the ocean over by Hong Kong. So we were going to Hong Kong and then changed it and they said, go to Bangkok. So we flew down to Bangkok, and on the way we had to stop and get gasoline at Tan Son Nhut, which is the big air base.
Tan Son Nhut, yeah. That's near Saigon, yeah.
Near Saigon.
Yeah.
And we were sitting there in the helicopter, and the guy came on over and he said, hey, you have divers in here? I said, yeah, we have divers in here. We need you. We have a B-26 that's been shot up and on the crash landing in the Delta. We need somebody to go out and get the guy to get out of it. So we got our stuff together. We had everything ready to go. We ran over and got on the guy's helicopter. We're sitting there. Sitting there. And I leaned forward and I tapped the shoulder of the pilot and I said, we're ready to go anytime you are. He said, yeah, I know, thank you. We sat there. Good half an hour went by more. And I tapped on the shoulder and I said, what's the problem? He said, you don't understand, he said. First of all, you've got to tell me that you need a helicopter for rescue. I've got to tell the flight line commander. The flight line commander's got to tell the control tower commander. The control tower commander's got to ask the base commander for permission for us to take off. And he said, when we get that all done, then you in turn turn around and you give permission to that guy, you give permission to that guy, gives permission to that guy, down the line. Well,
In the meantime, somebody's out there and need to be rescued.
Yes, we got the word at 1:30 that we needed somebody. We did not take off until 5:30. So when we flew out there was no sign of a plane. The tide had come in and covered it. If those guys were wounded, they drowned. And I asked, why are we doing all this? It's ridiculous motion. The guy said, the State Department. He said, you go talk to the State Department.
Yeah.
I said, okay. They took all the shots in Vietnam a lot.
Harry, when you had some time off from doing some of the rescue efforts, what could you do? At Bien Hoa, did you sleep in tents? Did you have barracks? Or what kind of facilities did you have?
Bien Hoa was had hooches, we call hooches. And
Okay.
hooch was a wooden-sized half-frame building, nets up the top, mosquito nets. We had bunks inside it. The mosquito nets.
Air conditioning? You have air conditioning?
Oh yes, every time the wind blew this way.
That kind of air conditioning. Nature's air conditioning, right? Yeah, yeah, I understand.
We had rodent control. Rodent control was best. Two guys had gotten their hands on a small
Boa constrictor.
constrictor, yes, was inside of it. We call it Stretch.
Okay.
Stretch would roam around their tent, and these guys would go out and buy mice.
Yeah.
He
was taking care of the mice for you, yeah.
You take care of the mice during the day. We put them in that case at night. We put my mouse in with them, keep them happy. So they didn't get out and start looking for somebody else. Then we had poker, pinochle. Yeah, we had drinks. It was really...
Was the beer cold, Harry? Was the beer
was cold.
Good. That's important to a
It
serviceman.
was so expensive. Yeah. $1 for a case. Bottom of Johnny Walker, the fifth was $2.
Yeah.
So another guy just drank their way through the war.
How was the chow? Chow pretty good?
Chow was great.
Yeah.
They fed us very well, I think. We also had a movie house, which I wasn't there one night, and it disappeared. Just blew it away. And they had, well, basically, it was sitting around reading books. In the middle of July, in 1965, somewhere they brought in television.
Yeah.
I went to watch television.
Yeah.
One night I was on call, and I was sitting there with my feet up, watching Vic Morrow shoot the Germans. And I can turn around and look that way, and at the end of our runway, the Viet Cong are attacking our base. We're watching the tracers go back and forth between the helicopters and the machine guns. And so that night I just went to bed. Never did find out who won.
That was a pretty common occurrence, you know, that sort of thing, yeah. Yeah. And you had to go out all, if you're asleep in the bunk, you know, or cot, or whatever, they call you, you have to go. You know, whether it's midnight at 4 o'clock in the morning or whatever, you'd have to go, yeah. Yeah.
Some of the time we couldn't, because they had tired getting out of a tune, in that the target would be very heavy CC area, and the only way you could spot them was put twin lights down. And that was a dead giveaway, so some of the stuff we had to call quits on. But most of the time we were just on supposedly 3-minute alert. Go.
I see. Harry, you were recipient of 3 awards of the Distinguished Flying Cross for your bravery and courage during the war. Tell us a little about the missions for which you received these awards. Just talk generally about what you had to do. And
One night when I was assigned to Da Nang, they sent me down there, and I hooked up with the team that was already there. And we flew along the shoreline. If any Navy pilot, any pilot, got shot down, he was to try and make it to the Gulf. When he crashed down in the Gulf, or parachuted into the Gulf, we would go after him on a seaplane, an HU-16. I'm sure you've seen the old seaplanes. And one day we'll activate, there's activity going on, and there's it was funny. We were reading our books, just didn't think anything was going to happen. Had a big swish noise, and our plane shook. It was going to fall into the ocean. And turned out it was a MiG that was chasing us.
Did he shoot at you?
I don't know. It didn't. It flew past us. The MiG had approximately 600 miles an hour. We were 90 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So we went to any fight with them. Then we got settled down after that. About 5 minutes later, not even 5 minutes later, the same thing happened with another plane. I looked up, and that was a American F-105 chasing the MiG,
Oh, I see.
keeping them away from us. So we landed in the sea and picked up the pilot. He was not injured. Gash on his thumb. That's about
Was
it.
he shot down, or he just something malfunction with the plane?
They'd been shut down.
Okay, I see. Yeah.
She plane down. They were going in.
And you were able to rescue him, pull him out of the ocean. Was he injured or wounded or?
Thumb. A gash on the thumb. And that's about it. I fixed it up with a Band-Aid. Nothing much.
He was very fortunate.
But they were under fire. There were people shooting at
Yeah,
them.
right. Shooting at the
At
time.
the
Yeah.
seaplane.
Yeah.
They had mortars and small iron fire, and the sea would erupt around you. We had mortar showers come in and blow up. And then eventually, rough seas, the wind was pretty much up.
Were you ever wounded, Harry?
Oh, I'm very lucky.
Very fortunate. Not a scrape. Yeah. I guess you had a few scrapes and scratches, that sort of thing. But
Broke my back in a parachute jump.
oh, you did. Okay.
1964.
Was that during a rescue attempt, or?
We had to practice constantly for it. And Irish was on the Seton Square, so we'd all go out. One guy was over anxious, he just couldn't go for the square. And he came underneath me and cut my hair off. And I fell, I said, approximately 60 feet, broke 3 vertebrae, and put me in the hospital.
Now you, not only you and your crew members rescue downed pilots, but you'd also go into combat areas and rescue those that were wounded, get them to the hospital, infirmary, or that sort of thing. So you're working on land and sea, right? I mean, yeah.
I picked up a number of the 17 First Infantry, Australian First Infantry. I had a lot of them.
And the 173rd.
173rd were mostly dealt with. The 173rd, I had no idea.
That was the outfit. That was your outfit. What was your 173rd?
The Army guys.
Oh,
they
yeah,
would go
yeah,
in
okay, yeah,
into
that's right.
a
Okay.
area where they were fighting and helped by evacuating the wounded.
Now we haven't mentioned Harry, your group. What was your outfit? What the Air Force unit did you? What was it?
At that time, it was the 38th Air Rescue.
38th Air Rescue. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I see. Yeah. Okay.
The 3 helicopters would go out and do this. We found them all working and pick up people.
They had Air Force pararescue teams all throughout Vietnam at that particular time. You weren't the only. You were at Benoit. Were there other pararescue teams that scattered out?
One at Baku, one at Da Nang. I think that was about it.
There was some in Thailand too.
It was in Thailand, yes. No, he's out of Vietnam, sorry. There was one that covered the valley of where most of the planes went up to attack and came back by. Can't think of the name of it.
Yeah.
But yes.
A lot of rescue efforts in that area. Is that what you're saying? Yeah.
One guy was talking one time about how he was to get a pilot fixed up for landing. He looked out the back window, and there was a nice rocket coming out. So they got shot down. We got a few bullet holes. Lucky we didn't get shot down. Went down twice. The first time I went down twice, the guy was, we had an engine failure, we think, because you never could tell whether it was a bullet from a guy on the ground or the engine just stops.
Yeah, it could have been from gunfire from the ground. Is what? Yeah, yeah.
Just think, same thing happened a couple of months later. And then I was on a mission trip. I was trying to, an F-105. I'd taken it a little too close to the ground. We ran through some trees, flipped, and so we thought we got to go and get the body if nothing else. So we flew out and got the body. When I was getting the body, there was a very big pool that covered this room, red blood like. We went feeding in the blood, looking for the pilot's body, and I couldn't find it. So I found a piece of chest hair. So I went out and I told the pilot, and he said, "Where's the chest hair?" I said, "It's back there." "You need it, go back and get it." There's a Viet Cong 400 yards away from me, but they were. He said, "Harry, we need that thing of identification." Okay, I'll go get it. So I started walking back and get this, and I'd look over here. For some reason, there was a batch of Viet Cong running back and forth along the street. Down went, two jets came flying in, loaded and dropped napalm. A horrible way to die. It just burned those guys up to nothing.
Harry, go ahead. You start to say something, Tommy?
Well, the 170, you were, one of the medals you received was going in on the 173rd and being left on the ground, remember?
Yeah. That was almost the next medal we got. We went out to pick up the people who were in shot of in the 173rd. We had generals who went to country, and they have a brilliant plan. We're going to get all the Viet Cong, surround them, and kill them all. Never seemed to work out that way. 173rd was kind of, I got down to the ground and took care of the wounded. One of my trips in, they said, "We need you to stay. Our medics are all dead." So I got, when you come back, he said, "Bring back some ammo." Come back, I was up Madison, and we got ammo. We came back, they let me down, I got off the helicopter. And
You did the best you could, right?
This was like, one guy was interesting. It's kind of sad to think of. He was tugging at my little, "Help me, Doc, help me, Doc."
Right.
Put it back on. And I said, "I'm busy right now." And he said, "Put it back on." So I looked down, and he had his boot in his hand. And in his boot was his leg. And the shrapnel had come across, cut his leg off, and cauterized the wound at the same time. And his heat. Another guy who we met him, I didn't know him at all. We met him in Nashville. He came into a reunion, he saw me, he made a beeline over me and picked me up and gave me a big bear hug.
Yeah.
"Don't you remember me?" And I said, "No." He said, "You took care of me." "Oh, I took care of a lot of guys."
Yeah. You saved his life. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's what I did. But he went down to the hall and he got a helmet. Came back and there was a chunk in the helmet. He said, what happened was, I was sniping in the tree, it shot down, hit the helmet, it took out his jaw, took out his
Eye.
his eye, some of his head. I just packed what I could into the helmet, wrapped it up in the bandage, sent him back, and he lived.
Yeah.
Very good.
And he actually looked pretty good. They had,
Yeah. Saved his life. Yeah.
he had
Yeah.
looked normal.
Right. Harry, you had mentioned in the speech as I was reading something, part of your biography. You had mentioned in the speech you wrote that bravery is not the lack of fear, but the mastering of that fear. Explain a little more about what you meant by that. I mean, I know this is dealing with combat and so forth, but explain what you meant by that.
And everybody who goes in, everybody normal who goes into combat is scared. I don't care what they say. You think it's bullets cracking, whizzing by you. You think, you realize you could get killed. So you get a little scared. So, but you know you got a job to do. And so the fear is there, but you master that fear. Hang on to the working you bringing in and getting the people. And it's hard to explain, but it's a massive fear and take care of you because of your training. And then you get back out there. You may not get killed, like Pittsburgh got killed. The medics.
Your training kicks in. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's basically what picks you up as your training.
Yeah. Do you often wonder, Harry, would you do it all over again if you had life to start it? Would you do it?
It came to the point that our country was under attack, and we had somebody had to do it. But I wouldn't exactly go looking around for it. I didn't like war.
You ever had the idea or the desire to go back to Vietnam? Have you ever been back since you served?
I've never been back, and I have no desire to go back.
No desire to go back at all?
It's a very muggy country.
Yeah.
The air conditioning was nice. I had a friend who was a nurse over there, he was male. And he worked at Huntsville Hospital also. And we had the opportunity. He'd run into me. When we were in Vietnam, I had a nice air-conditioned room and you were sleeping in a tent.
There's a difference, yeah. Hey, who or what do you think most prepared you to take the actions you did during the war? Was it your upbringing, your training, or what? You did a lot to help save the lives of many of your fellow servicemen. How did you do that? I mean, was it your upbringing?
Yeah, I've been in the Irish Republican Army, the reserve back in Ireland. That's the training. Plus, my dad was of the opinion that you should always be patriotic, wherever you are. So I kind of got it from my father to do what I'm supposed to do.
Mm-hmm. That helped. That came in. It was a factor. Yeah.
It was a backbone to what I was doing. So I knew it, and I did it. Yeah. It's hard to say that the wild wonders of the West, and I wasn't exactly a big hero to do it. It was just a case of doing the job.
You had a job to do. Yeah, yeah. Harry, you've mentioned his name a couple of times already. You lost a good friend in Vietnam who, years later, because of your effort and the efforts of others, would posthumously be awarded the Medal of Honor. His name was Bill Pitsenbarger. Tell us about your friend.
Bill Pitsenbarger was, give me a second.
Yes, sir, go ahead. Go ahead.
Sorry, I'm getting dry. Pitch was an 18-year-old boy who graduated from high school in Piqua, Ohio. I don't think he knew Africa very much. I don't think he knew the world outside. But he was very gung-ho. And he wanted to do what he wanted to do for the country. So British joined up, and at that time they were starting to expand pararescue. And when I came in, I was the 63rd pararescue man on active duty. So we needed a lot more than that for Vietnam and Space Force. Bill had joined up with him. I guess he was 6 foot odd, and he would run and jump on any mission that was necessary. One day we had an army captain, Vietnamese, put in a bunch of people cleaning off the shrub off an area. So happened he picked the minefield. And one of the troops stepped in the mine. I was like, well, everybody was trying to figure out how to get him out. A helicopter was brought up. Bill, no one could reach an agreement. Bill just said, I'll do it. This is what we'll do. I told the pilot, you take me over, drop me down in a foot of the ground. I'll pick him up. We're out of there. And the pilot said, that'll work. They went out and did it. But Pittsburgh's plan was no hesitation on his part. And when it came to the battle up in the mountain at Khmer Mai, he did the same thing. He went down and helped the wounded. We were called to go out, and he went at about 5 o'clock that night. It was getting dark, and it was still fighting. And he
it's tough to talk about, isn't it? Yeah.
Is this where he got killed? He waved off his helicopter to stay on the ground because they were having trouble.
Help the wounded,
and they were having trouble getting the litters up and making more out of tree limbs and stuff. But he waved his only way out off, and was dead within 3 hours.
He took care of the wounded as best he could. I read the Bible thing, and as best he could, and then helped fire a weapon, at the enemy. He did just a little bit of everything, Now, talk about the effort. It took a long time. Was it 23 years for your fellow soldiers and Air Force personnel and the servicemen that served with Bill or knew him for him to later receive posthumously the Medal of Honor? But it took a long time, right?
25 years, really.
25 years, yeah.
For some reason, I don't understand, but the jealousy and the rivalry among the service is ridiculous, particularly to the Medal of Honor. And the Medal of Honor was the general in charge of approving it, going back. Roland disapproved. Gives us man the Air Force Cross.
Air Force Cross. Okay.
You're not promote the Medal of Honor. Well, that was 1965. 1995. His town got asking about it. They asked a local congressman to put his aid onto it. The aid started to figure out what was going on. And they dropped the aid and took it back here to the town. The town said, we can get some new support, we can probably get it through, but it was hard to get support. So I started the writing campaign for all the PJs, all of them to write. Understood what it was like. He was a generous thing what he did. very brave thing. And we got this thing through Congress. Getting it through Congress is
It's a task.
a task, and Congress is ridiculous. No. Anyway, what did I say that? The bill was nominated. Then we had to get all the chief of stamps to sign it, say that it was okay. We had to get all the secretaries to sign it, say it was okay. One great help to us was a guy by the name of Whitten. He was the Secretary of the Air Force, and he really was a good fellow. And then Frank, the father, Frank, didn't like certain things, so we shipped over to him and got Bill nominated for it. Then getting it through was eventually, anyway, we eventually.
Was it the year 2000? Is that when?
I think so.
Yeah.
2000.
Was it President Bush or who was that presented posthumously to the family?
The father did not like the current president and said that he would sit on his hands. So.
The father promised me that he would wear his little rubber gloves and having to shake the individual who would have to give him. I won't mention any names, but it's Democrats.
Politics entered.
Yes.
Now, of course, and this is being made into a movie, I understand.
Yes,
It's
is.
called The Last Full Measure. Is that correct?
I did not bring it, Harry. I'm sorry, I forgot.
We'll take care of that. But it's called The Last Full Measure, and I don't know. I think because of your efforts and others, I don't know if someone's playing a part that you did in real life. Is it William Hurt? Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Well, when you see he playing a part, he did. I asked one day I was sitting down with the producer of the movie. I said, "Tell me, is this going to be anything really like what it's supposed to be?"
Yeah.
He said, "Harry, I've got 180 hours of interviews. I've got 5 chiefs of staff. I've got to keep happy. I got the town to keep happy." He went on naming off a bunch of people. They got ridiculous, but you had to keep happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to stuff that all into an hour and a half.
But anyway, this is August of 2019, and the movie is supposed to be out, I think, this October.
October
2019.
27th, I think.
This interview will be airing, in hopefully years to come. But anyway, it's called The Last Full Measure, and Samuel L. Jackson, I believe, is in it, as well as William Hurt and
Peter Fonda, Christopher
Right.
Plummer, Diane Ladd, Amy Adams.
Did they try to get an Irishman to play your part?
At first they did. They went back as the monster grew. Things had to be adapted.
The movie has taken nearly 20 years to,
20 years to
actually be finished.
To get finished up, yeah. Let's move on. Harry, you were discharged from the Air Force, and talk about how you wound up in Alabama and how you met Tommy. Let's talk about that.
I applied to the University of Alabama, was accepted, came back, and I met a guy, Bobby Brown. Bobby Brown had been in my squadron. He had everything laid out for me. And he was a pretty good athlete, good fellow. Unfortunately, he died 3 years later. I was an oddball in that. I was a male nurse, more than many males in the class. Well, one little girl came in to the student union one day, and I think there were a group of people that I know, and she was all gushy and she wanted to be part of the gang. And she turned to the guy sitting beside me. She said, "What are you studying?" He said, "I'm economics." Economics? Yeah, he was going in for be a dietitian for the Navy. And she turned to me and she said, "What are you in for?" "I'm in nursing." He and I are going together. That kind of
Yeah. You're digressing.
And she said you talk funny. Is that why would she say that? I mean, with Irish accent, you know. Did you sing her some Irish melodies or something like that when you?
They moved the whole school up to Birmingham.
Yeah.
They were closing down the school in Tuscaloosa and making it into another school.
Yeah.
And while we were in Birmingham, I had this nurse who was in charge of me. Turned out to be her mother. And her mother was looking to get her daughter married off. And so I had to hear about our daughter, and then she we were going together, I think it was 3 weeks. 3 weeks.
We met in October.
We decided to get married.
He proposed in December.
Tommy has to fill in the blanks here, right? I'm gonna let you take it. Let Harry get another drink of water here. Let you take it, Tommy. You all met, and you were both studying nursing, but you're specializing in what now?
Anesthesia, nurse anesthesia. We went to school together at UAB.
And you finished school, and then you married? Did you marry while you were still going to school?
We were married when we entered school.
I see. Okay.
We met in October, married in he proposed in December, and we were married in March.
Yeah.
And
the rest is history.
Yes,
and
it is.
Tell us about, you have 3 sons.
3 sons.
And how many grandchildren?
7.
7 grandchildren. Yeah. And you got any grandchildren? I think you said you want to give some away. Is that right? Jokingly, I'm just kidding. But they're all privileged or an honor to be around, I'm sure. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Are they into sports? Your grandchildren into sports or that
Soccer.
Yeah, soccer. Yeah.
One basketball.
Yeah. Now, all your sons live in this general area, the Huntsville area. I see.
Actually, 2 of them work for Huntsville Hospital. And
now, what are they? What's their specialty? What?
My oldest son is an operating room nurse.
I see.
He works in the operating room, and my middle son is a OR technician. He assists with surgeries, and has been doing it a long time, nearly 20 years. And
they followed you, you and Harry, in the medical field. Yeah.
Reluctantly.
Yeah.
I want them to go into anesthesia, but they wanted to do their thing. So that's how they branched off. The third one owned a pub, a bar, called the Page down on the Memorial Driveway.
I see. Now, you're located to Huntsville. You went to school at UAB in Birmingham, and you're originally from Birmingham, I believe. Mm-hmm. So what, you got a job at Huntsville Hospital, is that right?
Well, we spent 14 years in Gadsden.
Okay.
We worked
before you,
he worked at a hospital in Gadsden, and I worked at one in Anniston, a small hospital.
I see.
And then somebody told him about this fantastic job at Huntsville Hospital, and here we go.
Yeah. And what year was that? That's
84.
84, yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Raised a family here. Yeah, finished.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Now you joined the reserves, and your military career wasn't over yet. You served in, is it Desert Storm, Harry?
Yeah.
Tell us about your service in that conflict.
Living in Gadsden, a friend of mine, we got the job up in, skipping ahead there, got a job in Huntsville. Came up here, and then a friend of mine told me about the local hospital, the reserve here, they didn't have anesthesia, and they needed that to complete the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
Put the bite on me, and I gave in, and I said, okay, I'll swap over. And I did. I swapped from the Air Force Reserve, the National Guard Reserve, to the Army.
Mm-hmm.
And
You mostly cared for Iraqis, I understand. Is that correct?
I didn't touch one American.
Yeah.
I took care of all Iraqis.
Mm.
Interesting, one guy I went out to see before, do a pre-op interview, anesthesia, and I asked the guy a few questions.
Mm-hmm.
You are in Reserve's Army,
Yeah.
and he spit at the names I was saying. He said, well, if you didn't like him that much, why did you fight for him?
Yeah.
Let me tell you how I went a soldier. The Army came to my house and said, you will fight. I said, no, I won't. And they shot my parents.
Mm.
Then they came back into my house and they were taking my children out. And I volunteered for the Army.
Mm.
One guy, that guy I was doing, he was having his feet taken off, amputated, because he got gangrene from being shot the night before. Picked up in those places, yeah.
Harry, we're just about to finish up our interview here. I want to ask you, what would you like for those watching this interview, especially our young people, to learn and hopefully remember from your military experience? What would stand out most in your mind about your experience?
Well, it's often been said on radio and TV lately that freedom is not free. It isn't. Somebody has to stand up for it. And this idea of disrespect that goes around stepping on the flag, the kneeling and so forth, I think to me it's pretty bad, because it's your country. If you don't like it, go find out what the other people live like. They live, I've been in 17 countries in the world. Some of the conditions I've been in are absolutely awful. These people are dying. They'll be dying on the street. People will pass them by. And the bathroom is the side of the road. And again, it's a pretty nasty thought of living. If people want to be like that, let them go be like that.
Yeah. So many people have fought and died for our country so we could have this freedom. They really have. Harry, I want to thank you for participating in our Price of Freedom interview series and for allowing us to preserve your military experience. And thank you, sir, for your service to our country. Thank you so much. Tommy, thank you so much for being with us.
Appreciate it.
You sitting in with us. Now, if you'd like more information regarding this interview or any interview in our Military Heritage Series, please visit the Madison County Military Heritage Commission website at mcmhc.us. I'm Tom Kennemer. Thank you for being with us.